All right. Choose who can participate. Lighting, green screen, create highlight. So I figured since a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now and have been doing for the past 6 months is a lot of tech, it's a lot of building, it's a lot of getting the ball back up and running, right? Or getting the thing sort of the machine back up and running. Getting everything up and running, getting everything up and running again, getting the ball rolling. That's the saying. That's what I've been doing, right? A lot of the stuff that I had to deal with because of my substance issues, essentially, I had to deal with. Right, I dug myself a deep hole, and I had to sort of dig myself out of it, and that's common sense, of course. But a lot of the stuff has been in office. It's shit that I usually have not been doing before. I wasn't doing before, and mainly because I had other people do it for me, and because I wanted to skip the step of sort of working on things that I personally didn't feel like doing. So I skipped that, and over the past 6 months, that's been what I've been mainly doing. The partnership with Keller Williams, we are going to be doing like a big marketing campaign on November 15th. So that's going to be sort of our claim to fame and sort of coming back into the real estate realm, coming back into business and with me, essentially. Keller Williams is unique in a way. And guys, this is my first time doing one of these. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. If you have any questions, let me know. That's why I'm doing this. I'll be doing them sort of daily, trying to answer questions or whatever else you guys may throw at me. But I've learned a ton. One of the big things that I realized was that I was part of all these different conversations and these different business opportunities that was like selling oil, right? 200 million barrels of oil and jet fuel and all these different industries that was numbers that a regular person or even someone like me couldn't really fathom. It went from being able to make a couple of million a year maybe to making 150 million in one deal, right? So numbers on a larger scale that I had never dealt with before. And I think those situations and those business opportunities sort of it messed me up a little bit from the real estate part of it. I stopped taking real estate seriously. I didn't really want to do it. Like, why would I put all this work into selling one apartment that's gonna bring me, 100,000 in commission when I can sell this jet fuel in Dubai and make millions and hundreds of millions of dollars? And I didn't really know what I was doing in those conversations. You'll find that often when you make the jump from your current level to the next level, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? What value am I adding? And I was feeling the same way, and I was on these calls where I'm like, these guys. It was like the head of the Van Cleef family, the Diamond family, Cartier, and other parties were involved, and I was just like, what am I doing here? And so I tried to sort of compensate those emotions of nervousness or imposter syndrome, whatever it may have been, with substances essentially. And for those of you who've seen the show, the entire time on the show I was high as a kite. And most people could see that. They all knew, I showed up to the shoots and essentially asking them to bring certain stuff for me to operate. And that is a realm that we'll be going into again later on. When we stopped for Manhattan, instantly almost we were going to do a spin-off with Netflix that was going to be about me and the company that I was with at the time. And because of my health, we ended up not doing that. But then we did go into another partnership with another company, and we will be doing something in the future. It's not going to be reality TV per se, because reality TV, the way I want to do it, is not possible currently, because it has to be. How do I say this in a way that makes sense? Think of it like this, right? In reality TV, anything you see today on TV is like wrestling, essentially. You have UFC, it's the real deal, and you have wrestling. That's sort of the differences between those two. And I wanted to showcase everything we were doing, right? I wanted to showcase my clients, like celebrity clients, high individuals, high net worth individuals, extremely high performing individuals. I wanted to capture that and showcase that to the world, right? But those individuals, they don't want to risk their image and livelihood from being on Netflix, because when you sign that contract with anyone on the reality TV show, whether it's Netflix, Bravo, whatever else, they'll make you say that you sign and say we can make this into whatever we want to make it into. We can paint you in whatever light. If you die from suicide, it's not on us. Essentially, it's like that, right? And so celebrities or high net worth individuals would never do that, right? Because they don't need that. And so unless we can control the light in which someone is being shed, you now have to find different individuals to be on the show to make it entertaining, since all of the entertaining people aren't going to want to risk their business to be on these shows. And so until we can do that, we're not really going to move forward with it. But I'll have more news on that November 15th. Welcome to community moderations. And if you have any questions, please ask away. I have another 15 minutes before I go into another meeting. Anything. Work, private life. I'm here for it. There's one really cool thing that I really am looking forward to, and that's the November 15th photo shoot that we're doing and the campaign that we're doing. We're gonna play into sort of like the character, how I portrayed myself on Netflix. We're gonna play into that realm a little bit on the asshole side. We're gonna make fun of it a little bit too. But Equinox did a campaign a while ago. The gym Equinox, I'm not sure if they have it wherever people are from, but Equinox is a luxury gym here in Manhattan. If you Google Equinox campaign, you'll see. What was that? Sorry, I missed you at the clan meeting time. Wait. I don't know what that means. Last night. So for those of you who don't know, I go to AA meetings here in the city. That might be what he's talking about. I'm not sure. Anyways, if you have time, look up Equinox campaign. They did marketing really, really well for their gym, and they did it so that it could resonate with other industries and other individuals. And that's what I think real estate and finance needs. They need those kinds of things to be able to resonate with more people, essentially. But yeah, I'll try to do these more and more. We are going to be ramping social media, everything else up once we are ready. That's why I haven't really been able to discuss a lot. I haven't been able to promote a lot, and it's because we don't really have much to promote, right? I'm against sort of just creating content for creating content. There's enough of that shit out there. So unless you don't have anything to say, or if you don't have anything to say, just don't say it. You know, don't try to make something up. I don't think that's the way to go. I think there's a lot of bullshit out there. I think a lot of people. This is a good topic actually. A lot of people become obsessed with like creating something and like pushing out content, right? And instead of creating content and pushing out content, become somebody first. Like go out and do shit. Go out and fuck up and get life experience and get character. And then talk about it, right? And then promote it, and then do it. Don't let content creation become your thing or your character. Like imagine that. That's a whole generation that we're gonna have where content creation is your experience and your character. You know, you wanna wait until you've built character and sort of your experiences, and then go out and do it. What's up, Patrick? From Brazil. I love Brazil. I have a team member, Kyle, who's from Brazil. Great guy. He's a model as well, actually. Kyle Vieira. Like spicy things? Nah, I don't actually. I like them, but I can't. I can't. I can't handle it. Unfortunately. Yeah, I think, but again, I think that's super important. The social media aspect, or in general, and, I think there's a lot of stuff out there today that forces people who are interested in success or careers to sort of go to an extreme that they're just not ready for yet. You're not going to be able to do what a CEO does, or Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk, right? You're not going to be able to function at those levels right away. And I think there's so many of these gurus and people out there that try to make it seem like everything is just easy and sell you courses and sell you all these different steps to how to do that. And it's so diluted. That whole market, that whole industry is so crazily diluted that it's impossible, essentially, to actually figure out what's the real deal and what's not. And at the end of the day, the truth is this: that any opportunity that you get comes once you've developed a skill set that someone can use. And so opportunities don't just come out of nowhere, because if I gave you a $20 million house to sell today, you wouldn't be able to sell it, right? And so it would be a wasted opportunity. That's not how life works. And when you get the opportunities, there's still a fuck ton of work, right? I've gotten a ton of opportunities and I have access to a lot of different things. But just because I have the opportunities, it don't actually mean that I can follow through on them. I could build a new development in New York City today. I'll find a developer, I'll find a finance guy, I'll find an architect, I'll find all these different things, and I could sell it. But it would take 5 years worth of work. It'd be shit that I had never tried before, and I might fail the first time. And so I would be making less money than I am now, right? And so opportunities often don't equal what you think they do. And doors start opening once you have developed a specific skill in one category. And so if that would be my sort of advice to anyone is, first of all, move to a place where opportunities are in abundance, right? And secondly, learn a skill, any kind of skill, and pick an industry that leads you to a lot of different industries. So I picked real estate specifically because I meet people from all over, right? Everyone needs a home, and so therefore I will be a part of so many different industries and so many different people's lives, from all across the globe, right? That's why I picked it. So try to pick something that's universal, is what I would recommend. Maybe what we should do, we'll try to live stream. And I don't really know how it works. I mean, I know how this works. I just turned it on. But maybe we will live stream the shoot that we will be doing at the townhouse, to sort of be like a teaser for it. I think that would be good. Yeah, I do. And again, that shoot, if you have time, look it up. It's Equinox New York City campaign. The way they did it, they crushed it. And essentially what we're going to be doing is trying to make real estate and like finance and those boring industries more visible to the public and more relatable to the public. And the way you do that is by involving brands and partnerships that the public knows and trusts, right? And so in a regular industry, you usually have marketing out here, right? Or you have a campaign and a marketing that draws in people to sell the product that you have down here, right? So you sell them the product at the end after you've drawn them in. In real estate and in finance, you just showcase the product right on top. That's it. You do the product first right away. And it's because in real estate and finance, you're not looking for the masses. You're looking for people who can buy $1 million apartment or a $20 million apartment, right? And there's only a few people that can actually do that, right? And so you don't do the marketing for the masses, but how you reach the masses is by doing that. And other industries have done this before in sports, for example. David Beckham, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did it for basketball, where basketball was really only for fans. But then once he did the partnership with Nike, Nike was like, oh, here's something we can sell to the masses, right? Because not everyone can relate to basketball if you haven't played it. But if you have a guy who's promoting a shoe and you love the guy and he's wearing a stylish shoe that you want, then now you can participate by buying the shoes, right? And so the same thing is what we want to do with essentially these very boring old businesses like finance and real estate, where we're using marketing to reach the masses. You create it in a way that's more attainable, where magazines and other companies can pick it up. And so instead of just shooting boring old real estate pictures, you create a campaign style photo shoot that is then shared to magazines and publications, and they pick it up and they will then share it out to their people and their audience. And the way we can do this is by having a product that we can sell to them for cheap. But guys, I have to jump into a meeting, and so I will go into that meeting. I'll try to do more of these, okay? Even though I don't think that many participated, so, but whatever.